I can go in here and I can look at the evals and tasks section here, where what I've actually done is I've defined an eval for tool calling. I'll actually go through adding another one of these so you guys can see that flow. So say I was tracing my application already, and then I decided I wanted to add in one of these particular evals. I'm going to go to my evals and tasks section here, and then we'll call this our routing V2. I'm going to say I want to run this on my example agent project. And this is where I mentioned we're doing it in the tool here to kind of show you guys what the easiest way that this works. I'll go through a little bit of like what's happening in the background here to kind of show where you could apply it in other circumstances as well too. And so in this case, we're going to run an LLM eval, so an LLM-as-a-Judge eval. And then you can see that it's actually filtering for a very specific kind of trace in our application. And so generally, if you're going to run an eval, one of the first jobs you have to do is decide which traces are you going to run it on, which kind of aspects of runs of your application. And so what this filter here is doing is it's actually saying, okay, just run this on the LLM calls that my application makes. Don't run it on things like the tool calls or other steps that it goes through. And then I could set this to run on either all the new data that's coming in or on a historical date range as well too. And one thing as well that usually comes up when we talk through this live is that you may want to sample your data before running LLM-as-a-Judge on it. Say we were running an agent in production and we were tracing, we were doing millions of different runs on a daily basis. We probably don't want to make millions of LLM calls to do our LLM-as-a-Judge eval. So you may want to sample your data down. That's always something that can be useful to do as well. So in this case, we've decided where we're going to run our eval and what part of it we're going to run on. And then here, we can actually build the eval itself. In this case, we looked at some of those templates earlier on. I've been using the tool calling one here. If you actually look before I jump into that, the hallucination example, you can see this is actually the same template that we looked at before, just slightly modified and expanded upon. So this is a pre-built template that you could use for LLM-as-a-Judge. And in this case, I'm going to switch it to our tool calling one, and then I'll show you as we go through it. So in this case here, we've got a pre-built template. And again, this is the template that's going to be applied for every row of our application because we did 100% sampling as it's running. And so you can see we're going to pass in the question and the tool that was called, and we're also going to pass in some of the definitions for the tool itself. The rest of this template here is things like giving the actual evaluation LLM or judge LLM a role, giving it some instructions, telling it what its job is, telling it what the different labels mean. And then it's also going to do things like add in this explanation after the fact. So if you were doing this yourself, if you weren't in the platform here, you could still use this template. You would basically loop through the runs of your application, the log data that you've captured somewhere, and then make these LLM calls using this template. This is just being kind of streamlined by the platform that you can see we decided to include explanations, and I could just create this from here, and this would then run on all the new traces that come into my application. I'm going to leave that for now because we've already got one created. And so this is really useful if you have an application that's being run, you are collecting some tracing information on that application. You can see like we're getting new information that's coming through, and we can attach those evals to it. That can be really helpful if you have an application that is being run. If you maybe are still developing your application, you could still use this approach, but you might also want to experiment with this approach as well too. And so there we have another piece of being able to experiment in kind of a closed environment. Also, before I go to that, we got a question, which is someone from YouTube asked, do you ever use ROUGE or METEOR or BLEU frameworks in evals? So yes, you can use those as well. Those would be more of a kind of code-based evaluation because you have to compare against something from there. So for ROUGE, for example, you'd have to do the similarity to a ground truth data. So we could use that as well too. And that's actually a good point. Before I jump to the experimentation side of things, I might also show the other version of this we could do, which we could also add in more of a code-based evaluator. This is where you could also use more of a score approach here. And so you could actually define, again, we have some pre-built ones, as well as you could define your own kind of code-based templates, but you could do things like checking if it matches a regex, if it's JSON parsable, or it contains certain keywords. You can do those sorts of code-based evals. The other thing I'll mention is, again, we're doing all of this in a dashboard setting, but you could do all this in code as well too. And that's something that often gets done. So you can see here's the actual code that's going to run this contains any keyword. You could change this to be whatever kind of code that you wanted to actually run through and test your data as it's coming in. So again, this is where we have a project that's running, we have an app that's running, and we want to attach these different evals to it. The other thing that you could do is you may want to start, once you have this information, you can start to kind of measure this over time, view things like the function calling success rate in production. You can see when I added in my tool calling success rate, for example, it kind of goes down over time, which is never good. But you can start to see that those metrics over time as you overlay. There's one other quick question we got, which is, do you find Arize Phoenix to be used with tools like native? I have not personally seen a lot of people using them together. I think they're thought of in the same ecosystems, but I haven't actually had anybody who's like really combined them that I've spoken to. So it's not really one that I see coming up too often, but I'm sure it's happening somewhere because part of the joy of having open source software is that people use it in ways that you never had any idea or intention of. So that's always a fun.